my name is Mark Baer. You're watching the YourTown television show. My guest this morning, Blair, City Manager, Sand City. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So you've been here now how long?
Since October of 2019, so not too long.
Not too long. And you came from Colorado, you
Yep.
and your wife.
Yep.
And you walked into this situation where things are happening in Sand City. It's a very exciting time in Sand City. Things are possible.
Yeah.
I'm on the Arts Council there, where I met you, and let's just kind of jump right in.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, Sand City's a wonderful opportunity. My wife and I were presented with this opportunity to come and be city manager here in Sand City, and it's amazing, right? So it's got everything you want to see in a city. It's got a good base of commercial and where the Costco is located, and it just has this gem of an area called the West End, which is a hub for a lot of the arts and activities.
So first, I guess the first thing I want to ask is, what does the city manager do? What's your responsibilities?
Yeah, well, usually I just sit in the office and drink coffee all day. No, in seriousness, the city manager oversees the day-to-day operations of a city. Involves anything from managing staff from the police department all the way down to a parks individual, and oversees economic development opportunities. Works with individuals like yourself and our Arts Council and a great group of volunteers who are looking to make the city a better place.
So I want to talk about this mural project, and I want to talk about a couple of things. Don Davis has been a driver of this, who lives in Sand City, who has a fabulous loft space, but also a space for public performance now, and for lectures, etc. He's created this. He lives part-time in New York City, and he's seen this kind of space develop in New York, and he built this space in Sand City. Then we have the West End Festival, which is music and arts. That I've been involved with for the last several years and want to continue to be involved with. That is really quite an interesting, phenomenal event. And one of the things with Don Davis is he's been really looking for this mural project.
Gotcha.
He believes that murals will really bring life to what is a arts and design and technology hub.
Oh no, I agree 100%, and I think that that's one of the draws to Sand City for my wife and I was the fact that there is this initiative of really engaging the individuals in the community with the arts, specifically public art. I mean, it's anytime you go to a city, whether it's the Rhino District in Denver or Wynwood or places in New York City, I mean, just the public art scene there it draws you, right? It draws individuals, it draws entrepreneurs who are looking to be creative, and that's what we fully expect to see happen here in Sand City as well, as we continue to grow the public art scene there and the design scene and the creativity behind all those things in Sand City. We're going to look back and see this as the launching point for that, right? The day that we've made that decision that we're going to do this, and it's very exciting.
So it's been one of those things, as in many towns, it's talk for a long time. Nothing happens, and talk. People get frustrated. They leave. Nothing happens, and you've kind of arrived at a moment when everybody wants to say yes. You had. I'm from Colorado, so I know a bit about where you're coming from your last position, and in Granby, where you did a large-scale mural project.
Right. Yeah, we did. We actually, and it was this past summer, we partnered up with Sonar Creative, and a gentleman there named Pat Milbury was kind of the head of that at a Sonar Creative. And we kind of started with just doing one large 300-foot mural the year before that, just to kind of build that relationship with him and his group. And this past year, we brought in 16 artists who all collaborated on 8 different walls. And it was a week-long festival, and we accomplished 18 amazing walls there up in Granby, Colorado. And we're going to bring that same type of feel and event here. Again, you know, Pat's been out a couple weeks ago. We started looking at some walls. We met with all of you all to establish what the framework of this is going to look like. And I think this one's going to be a little different than what we did in Granby. Obviously, we want to continue to push the envelope of excellence and produce something that people, not just in the Monterey area, but people across the United States are looking at Sand City and going, wow, look what just happened there.
Yeah, so a couple things were interesting. So our walk was very interesting with the mayor, with you, with other members of the council, Shelby Hawthorne, Greg Hawthorne, and Pat came out. And Pat Milbury fell in love with the place.
Oh yeah.
So we're talking about a couple of things. We're talking about making this as a festival that precedes West End. So because we want to have West End has become more of a music festival. This mural project has a chance of bringing the art back to it, so that the art and can kind of roll into the music more seamlessly. But also how we think of the place. You know, again, we saw what happened in Granby. I've seen a lot of the stuff that happened in Denver. But again, you know, as in a conversation with Don Davis walking around, we agreed that we're really looking for something that's both soulful, that's really indicative of what we as a community are see ourselves, so that it's aspirational for us as well as for the visitor. You know, so it's aspirational for the people who live there, and it tells their life as well as the outsider coming to see this. And it's going to be an ongoing situation. It's not like a one-off. It's going to be also artists from around the country, as well as local input as well. So it's a bit of both, and it's going to be an artist conversation. So you know, we want something where the artists come here and they talk about you know, their process, what they're doing, what, you know, the state of things, and it becomes something that, again, we've also talked about making sure that we're filming all this, that it becomes a media event, that we're disseminating Sand City to the greater world, and that this becomes a real, you know, hub of you know, art, design, and technology. Yeah,
and I would agree with you 100% on that. And you know, that's kind of our goal here, is that, you know, we want to have a lasting impact from what's produced from this festival. You know, there's wall events going on all over the United States, and I think it's been proven that, you know, the product of these events and what the lasting impact is something that's very important for cities. So, and we're no different. So for us, that's going to be our goal here, is we want to leave something for after this event. So there's this, all year long, people will be coming to Sand City just to engage with the public art. And I mean, the opportunity for Instagram marketing free of charge is unbelievable with those type of things. So we're really excited about it. And I think it's going to be something that everyone in the city is going to be excited about as well. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be really impactful in a big way. I want to take the moment here to congratulate Greg Hawthorne. Greg is, you know, a real mover on this. He's really put his money where his mouth is in terms of Sand City. Really investing there, and he is this year's champion of the arts for the Arts Council this weekend. So that's a big kudos to him. And one of the other, so what's interesting is West End's a little bit of a different identity than Sand City itself.
Okay.
So, you know, Sand City is, and again, one of the, before I move on to this, I want to say that one of the things that we were really interested in is telling an urban story, because
right.
Sand City, although it is picturesque, you know, against
Right.
the seashore, its basic character is urban. It's,
Right.
it's this little urban pocket
Yeah.
here. And that's its unique identity.
Yeah.
And we were, you know, everybody was very on it to tell that particular part
Yeah.
of this story. And you must have been surprised to find this strange little place.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's, you know, we spent some time in Fresno, my wife and I, doing some work there for downtown Fresno partnership. And, you know, when it's 115 in Fresno, we would escape like everybody else, right, over here to Monterey. So we had a good idea of where Sand City was. And, you know, my family, my great-grandfather was in Carmel, and so I had a good understanding of the area, but just the little gem of Sand City, like you said, up against the Pacific Ocean there, the giant sand dunes, and then you have this little urban pocket of opportunity, which is, you know, that's a huge draw. And, you know, when my wife and I looked at it, thought, wow, what an opportunity there, right? To do something that we're passionate about, which is working with the arts, and also to stay in my field of, you know, being a city manager. And bringing her on board to be supportive in that effort is something amazing. And, you know, what she and Pat produced in Granby with the Rocky Mountain Walls Mural Festival is just unbelievable what they produced. And being able to have those two now come here to Sand City to work on something together, I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised.
Well, yeah, and I want to give a shout out to your wife,
Yeah.
Jessica, who is like, this is like such a 2-for-1 deal.
Yeah,
Because,
she's amazing.
She's very passionate about
Yeah.
this, and it was just so wonderful to be, you know, these opportunities do happen here every once in a while where we go to a meeting and everybody wants to say yes.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Or yes, and so everybody said yes, and nobody said yes, but
yeah,
everybody said yes,
Yeah.
and let's do it, we'll figure it out.
yeah. You know, I thrive in those type of opportunities. I don't always have to see, okay, what's the end goal? It's just a matter of, okay, this is what we want to do. Let's just go do it. I mean, I love those opportunities. There's opportunities for, you know, things to pop up that change the direction a little bit. But I mean, how exciting is that to be part of? And you know, we'll follow through all the process we need to follow through, and have a successful event and a lasting impact.
So again, Pat came out last week.
Yeah.
You guys did the first wall.
Yeah.
And that was great, and so interesting, the comments of the people driving by,
Yeah.
and the thumbs up, and
Yeah.
wow, and can I get you something to drink? Can I
Yeah.
bring you some food? You know, it brought joy. And then when we did the group walk around and saw the walls and what's possible,
Yeah.
and that is really...
Yeah, I think that's the exciting part about it, right? Is the I guess pre-work, you know, walking around the West End, looking at different walls and seeing the perspective of what it's going to look like when you first enter into Sand City in the West End, and what does your eye visually see, and being able to kind of just sit there and visualize what that end goal is going to be is, you know, that's kind of the fun part. I mean, obviously watching people paint and the art's fun, but, you know, walking and talking about it before it happens and visualizing it, that's kind of the exciting part for me.
Yeah. A real emphasis was made on making it exciting for the artist.
Yeah, right.
Making sure everybody got paid,
Yeah,
making
of
sure
course.
that they were happy to be here, making
Yeah.
sure that this is a really, you know, this is an opportunity to put really a place on the map.
Yeah, it is. And I think that's the important part for us, is that, you know, working with the artist is in ensuring that we are valuing them and what they're producing. So we don't ever expect to put on this event and say, well, they're artists, they can do it for free. That's what they do. You know, that's not our perspective. So our perspective going into it is we value the artist, and we want their experience to be something that they want to go out and tell to other people.
And then again, for the local artist,
Yeah.
you want to meet, you want the world coming to you,
Yeah.
so that you're not out of the world. You want to be in the art. That's always a reason to bring artists here from the outside.
Yeah.
You know, you'll cross-pollinate.
Yeah.
So that's very exciting. And then I just want to spend a second just kind of talking about the idea of that's been thrown around of Art Town. And Art Town West End, which is this is the beginning of, and then I'm seeing on Broadway, on Lower Broadway, which is just across the street, is the Jorises are coming in. Walter Joris and his family, and they're investing there in restaurants and cafes and arts. And this is like the Hawthorne family, the Joris family is another major art player here, and generationally creative talent here. And so that's going on Lower Broadway. So then you have the Weekly building there, kind of as part of Art Town, and then you have the Arts Council itself and the Weekly building, so they're all there. And then up the farther end of the block, you have Palenque Arts, and so this you're seeing something that's developing along Broadway and then across Broadway into Sand City that's looking like something is in the embryonic state that is the potential for being powerful.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you. I mean, and it's great to see those type of things, and that they all feed off each other, right? So what we're doing here in Sand City in the West End is going to feed off to what's happening in Lower Broadway, like you said, and Seaside. So and that's we'll continue to work, and you'll see it just keep on organically spreading. I mean, it's powerful.
Right.
What happens?
In other words, what's really important is we don't get too in our little. Well, this is Sand City, so we don't want to talk about. Things don't kind of work that way. They kind of spread and morph, and they take their own river path like a water.
Yeah.
And that's how art works. And it's we live in a creative place. We live in a place that's kind of having a moment of manifestation. My personal end is I want to be involved in the articulation of it and to the world, so that we're highlighting our artists, that we're getting on. We're doing interviews like this. I'd like to do a lot of stuff on location in Sand City, and spread this to the world.
Yeah, it's exciting, and we're grateful for the opportunity to be here and to continue to work on that, and it's going to be a good year.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm with Blair, City Manager of Sand City, California. We're going to rock these walls, and it's going to be a great year, man.
Yeah, thank you so much. Pleasure.
We're out of here.